Good evening. Good evening. Thanks so much for catching the replay. And if you're catching the replay, type a replay in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Drop your cities in the chat. Drop your cities in the chat. I am logging in from Queens, New York, y'all. I am logging in from Queens, New York. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. DC and LA is in the building. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, if you guys are watching me on Instagram, I want you to join my Facebook group called the Beauty Supply Black Power Circle. Um, that's where I'm actually going live from, y'all. So you want to join this group because it is where I do all of my trainings and things of that nature. So if you click the link in the bio, you'll be able to go over there and join my free mentorship group over and on Facebook. All right, y'all. So happy Thursday, y'all. We're almost to the finish line of the week. So happy Thursday, number one. Number two, y'all, we are almost wrapping up our Scale and Grow Your Beauty Supply Store series here in the Power Circle group. And I just want to know if this is helpful for y'all. If this is helpful for y'all, let me know in the comments or tag me in a post. But please go ahead and let me know because as you guys know, words of affirmation is my love language. Okay. So this week we have been talking about growing and scaling your beauty supply store. I have been taking y'all through like a little 5-step process. And so I'm excited to be talking about this because I speak a lot about starting your beauty supply, but not necessarily how to grow and scale your store. And I shared with you guys that when I was in business, when I had my beauty supply store, we operated those stores for over 8 years, which is a long time in this industry. But I was just trying to reach that 5-year mark because here in America, they say the first 5 years, that's like the make or break for any business, the first 5 years. And so in my mind, it was like, if I could just get to that fifth year, like I would be good. But the real tea was once you get to 5 years, you have to keep reinventing yourself and becoming creative so that people can continue to want to shop with you in your beauty supply store. So you still have to grow, you still have to scale, and you still have to be really, really creative year after year after year after year. It literally does not stop, y'all. I found this out myself. Okay, I found this out for myself. So that all that being said, I'm going to jump in for today's little gem, right? So step 4, we're going through step 4 today. And step 4 is going to be all about effective inventory management, ensuring that you have smooth operations and optimal stock levels, right? So the largest asset, y'all, on our balance sheet is inventory. That's going to be the largest asset on the balance sheet is inventory. So it's super important for you guys to be paying attention and to have proper systems in place so that you can manage all of the inventory in your store, right? So number one is just knowing, right? Just identifying the importance that inventory plays in your beauty supply store because it's the bottom line of the business, y'all. If you can't manage your inventory, you won't be able to manage anything else in the business, right? So number one, it's key to manage your inventory because it is vital for operational purposes, avoiding sellouts of products, which is another issue. And it's also really important for meeting your customers' demands, right? So, um, so you definitely want to adopt an inventory strategy. Um, every store needs to have a unique strategic inventory approach, right? It's just not, I'm going to buy as things sell out. That is not an inventory strategy. Okay. That is not an inventory strategy. Okay. So the first thing that you want to do to help you with this is you want to research and look into different inventory management systems. So nowadays, all POS systems, which is point of sale systems, right? All POS systems, 9 times out of 10, have the component of inventory management built inside the system, right? Which is great. So that's what I always suggest to my customers is like, make sure you get a POS system that does all three main things to operate a business, which is inventory management, um, CRM, which is your customer relationship management, and employee management. Okay. You want to make sure that your POS system does all three things. So it manages your customers, it manages your inventory, and it manages your employees. Okay. That's number one, right? So making sure that you do the proper research for the POS system, making sure it has that capability to do the inventory management for you, right? Also, you want to, once you guys have the POS system, most POS systems, y'all, you have to tell the POS system what kind of prompts you want for your beauty supply store. You have to create that, right? I'm going to say it again. With most POS systems, you have to create the prompt for all of your inventory management practices. So I just made the example of people who typically let things go down to zero, basically sold out before they replenish. And what I'm telling you guys is in your POS system, you need to have a standard. Obviously it depends on the product, but you need to identify the standard in which you want to reorder said product, right? It's not just letting it go down to zero, but you need to have a number, whether that is 2 or 3, right? Typically it is 2 or 3. You have to put that into your POS system, okay? That needs to be your prompt for your POS system. So you just want to make sure that you go through your entire product mix, right? And I talk about the product mix in my bootcamp program, but you basically want to go through all the different categories in your beauty supply store, identify all the products, and then put into your POS system as you're adding those products in, at what level, what is the lowest level that we can go before we hear this prompt where it's time to reorder, right? Where you get this prompt when it's time to reorder. All right. So that's number one. The second thing I want to talk about is utilizing automation for your inventory, right? Streamlining inventory management through automations is also going to be key. So I already mentioned one automation that you guys can be using, but there's so many other automations that you can use to make sure that your inventory management is accurate and efficient, right? So making sure that there are different prompts in place that will alert you of certain things, right? That will, obviously alert you of top selling products, but also you need to have some type of report for slow moving products or non-moving products. So that's the prompt that I had. That's the report that I used a lot, was my non-moving report. These are products that stayed in my POS system without getting sold for 90 days. 90 days is the standard, okay? So you want to make sure you have that in there as well. So guys, let me know if all of that is making sense. Let me know if all of that is making sense. The last thing that you want to do when it comes to inventory is that you just want to look at your inventory reports, literally, I would say on a daily basis, but for sure on a weekly basis. You don't want to just have a POS system generating all these reports and you don't look at them. That is a number one inventory mistake. It's so funny because I will talk to store owners all the time and I'm like, well, hey, how's your sales doing? They'll tell me the sales numbers. But then when I say, well, what are your inventory levels at? How much inventory do you have? They never know what that number is. So a little homework for y'all tonight. And obviously this is for my store owners that have POS systems in place. But if you have a POS system, I want you to go take a look at what your inventory levels are right now. Take a look at your inventory reports, what the levels are. What are your margins for your inventory? Take a look at all of the inventory reports today, and report back to me in the Facebook group here on the Black Power Circle. Report back to me what it says. Make a post here or DM me, but I definitely want you guys to be accountable and let me know what are your inventory levels right now. What are your inventory levels right now? Okay, y'all. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for joining me on today's Lunch and Learn. Tomorrow, we are going to be wrapping up this series of creating a bankable beauty supply. I have a special announcement as well tomorrow, so you want to stay tuned to that. Okay, you want to stay tuned for that. And meet me back here at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our last training. Okay. Have a good rest of your day, y'all, and I will see you tomorrow.